Hey there, my name is Bill Marion, and this is A Nose for Life. We've made hundreds of videos for this channel about various mountain subranges in the Appalachian Mountains. In this video, I'm going to try to convince you that the Green Mountains of Vermont are the most underappreciated mountain subrange in the Appalachian Mountains. More than 25 million people visit some part of the southern Appalachians every year, and that's a lot of tourist dollars. But that has a lot to do with the fact that the southern Appalachians are centrally located. They're about a day's drive away from most of the U.S. population. Way up north, about 13 million people visit Vermont every year, but only about 3 million enjoy recreational activities in the Green Mountains, and I think that number should be a lot higher. People just don't know what they're missing, and in this video I'm going to explain why the Green Mountains are undervalued and why these mountains are worth the extra time it takes to get there. I really want this video to be more like a conversation, so the comment section is just as important as the video, and I really hope you'll participate. There's some beautiful scenery in this video, so be sure to watch until the very end. As always, there are links in the description, so go ahead and hit the like button and let's get started. The Green Mountains stretch about 250 miles north to south through central Vermont, reaching a maximum width of 36 miles. Numerous peaks exceed 3,000 feet, with the highest being Mount Mansfield at 4,393 feet, Vermont's highest point. Known for its scenic landscapes, the Green Mountains attract many tourists year-round, particularly for skiing. Established in 1932, the Green Mountain National Forest covers 400,000 acres or 550 square miles of protected lands. Like most of the Appalachian Mountains, the Green Mountains were logged heavily in the 19th century, but here some old growth stands remain, some in remote and inaccessible areas. These ancient forests are home to towering trees, deep layers of organic soil, and unique forest floor ecosystems that are rare in the region. The Green Mountains contain small yet significant alpine zones. Here you'll find spruce, maple, beech, and birch forest on many peaks. Moose, black bear, and deer roam these woods, and there are rare bird species too. One of the reasons I think the Green Mountains are undervalued by people who live outside the region is that there are no national parks in Vermont. Let me know why you agree or disagree in the comments. As an experiment, tell us if you know anything about the Green Mountains. I'm making another video about the lack of national parks in Vermont and New Hampshire. It's a fascinating story. Anyway, Vermont's wilderness areas are managed through state parks, the National Forest System, and private land trust. The Green Mountains around Stowe, Vermont are a must-visit for their stunning natural beauty, year-round outdoor adventures, and quintessential New England charm. Here I discovered one of the greatest mountain drives in the Appalachian Mountains, the drive across Smuggler's Notch. By the way, in New England, a mountain pass is called a notch. Now, I didn't know that until our recent visit. I'm used to calling a notch a gap, so now you know. Smuggler's Notch specifically lies in the northern section of the Green Mountains, nestled between Mount Mansfield, Vermont's highest peak, and Spruce Peak. This location is a dramatic and iconic example of the rugged terrain that characterizes the Green Mountains. Smuggler's Notch is a narrow mountain pass, carved by glaciers, flanked by towering cliffs that rise over 1,000 feet. The rugged terrain features massive boulders and cliffs. It's a natural playground for climbers and hikers. Honestly, we weren't prepared for how amazing this place is, and we didn't plan to spend enough time here. It's unique, to say the least. The views are spectacular during the fall when the vibrant foliage creates a kaleidoscope of colors. Smuggler's Notch got its name from its use during the 1800s when smugglers transported goods like alcohol and livestock through the area to evade U.S. trade restrictions with Canada. During Prohibition, it was a hub for rum runners. If you like hairpin mountain curves, this road is one of the greatest in the U.S. And during our visit, I kept asking myself, how did I not know this was here? And seriously, there are no videos on YouTube that truly capture how amazing this is. More on Smuggler's Notch in an upcoming video. Make sure you're subscribed.
The Vermont Agency of Transportation says this is one of the biggest December storms in history. Here in Ludlow, Detective Sergeant Richard King says the town saw in excess of 44 inches.
Another reason why the Green Mountains are underappreciated is because of one of their greatest attributes. Let me explain. In 1934, the first U.S. ski tow was constructed on a farm hill in Woodstock, Vermont. It used a Model T Ford engine to pull skiers up the hill and marked the beginning of skiing as a popular sport in the U.S. Vermont is home to some of the oldest and most iconic ski resorts in the nation. Stowe Mountain Resort, founded in 1937, remains one of the most famous ski areas, with Mount Mansfield as its centerpiece. We enjoyed visiting JP in the northern part of Vermont, even though we weren't there during skiing season. These ski resorts rival ski resorts in Colorado. One of the main reasons the Green Mountains are underappreciated is because summer vacation season here is short, and the winter here is very long. This makes for the longest skiing season east of the Mississippi. The Green Mountains receive anywhere from 72 to 154 inches of snow per year. Some areas get a lot more. The ski resorts around Stowe get about 250 inches annually, and Jay Peak receives up to 350 inches of snow per year. Now, people that live in this part of the country seldom see significant snow every 2 years or every 5 years, despite the fact that most people who live down here daydream of white Christmases and one day finally getting to use that sled they bought 10 years ago. Well, they can't comprehend driving in weather conditions like this, and the Green Mountains may be safer that they don't try, even though I think they should try, because it's an experience worth having. You won't miss billboard signs while visiting the Green Mountains. Trust me, at first it's kind of weird, but you'll grow to love it and realize how distracting they are when you return home. Vermont was the first of 4 states to ban billboard signs. Now, I'm surrounded by mountains, and having to return from a visit to Vermont, I'm reconsidering how necessary billboard signs are to our local economy. One of the things we loved most about the Green Mountains is that you don't have to wait until you get to the mountains to see them. They're all around you the whole time. I'm not saying I'm ready to sign a petition here in Tennessee to rid us of billboard signs, but it is something worth mentioning. The Green Mountains are surrounded by lands that offer a variety of habitats, from dense hardwood forests to alpine zones which support diverse wildlife populations. Hunters can pursue white-tailed deer, black bear, wild turkey, and even moose. You can hunt small game too, such as rabbit and grouse. Vermont has some of the least restrictive gun laws in the United States, a tradition rooted in the state's long-standing emphasis on individual rights and outdoor culture. When it comes to fishing, the Green Mountains are known for cold, clean waters that support abundant trout populations, including brook, brown, and rainbow trout. It's a prime location for fly fishing enthusiasts. After all, the fly fishing outfitter Orvis is headquartered in the Green Mountains. Fishing regulations are generally less restrictive than many other states, especially in terms of access and licensing. But if you're interested in fishing or hunting in the Green Mountains, know before you go. I've left links in the description. Jeep and ATV tours are really popular here too, which isn't something you're going to see in national parks. In fact, in Vermont and New Hampshire, this was a bigger deal than what I'm used to seeing in the southern Appalachians. And of course, hiking is a big deal everywhere these days. I talk a lot about the Appalachian Trail on this channel. Over 100 miles of the Appalachian Trail are right here in the Green Mountains. Much of the Appalachian Trail in the Green Mountains is shared with the Long Trail, the oldest long-distance hiking trail in the United States. Around 40% of the U.S. population lives within a day's drive of the Green Mountains, but the Green Mountains aren't centrally located. So when compared to another mountain sub-range, let's say the Smoky Mountains, the Green Mountains aren't as accessible for as many people. If you're looking for an easy answer as to why the Green Mountains aren't as appreciated as other mountain sub-ranges, the best answer is distance. But I think that's a bad reason not to visit. I'm not one to stay in my vehicle during a vacation. On our videos, I always recommend getting out of the car when visiting the mountains. But it's possible to have a Green Mountains experience and never get out of the car. And as I'm sure you can imagine, there are certainly situations where that's necessary. The Green Mountains are crisscrossed by scenic drives and iconic covered bridges. For example, Vermont Route 100 is a beautiful byway running through the mountains, and it's especially lovely in the fall and winter. Even driving on the interstate here is beautiful. Yes, the weather in the Green Mountains Mountains can change rapidly, especially at higher elevations. But this is another reason why I think the Green Mountains are underappreciated. It's cooler here than most of the popular mountain subranges in the Appalachian Mountains. The only exception would be Monongahela National Forest in West Virginia. On a side note, that part of West Virginia is comparable to the Green Mountains, but that's for another video. It probably goes without saying, but when it comes to fall foliage, the Green Mountains are one of the best places in the world to visit. The Green Mountains really do deserve a little more appreciation. One of the things that we loved most about our visit to the Green Mountains of Vermont are the people. Whether it was the clerks who checked us in at different hotels every night or the servers at the restaurants, we were treated extremely well. In fact, in a small town along Route 100, while looking at our map, parked in a gravel parking lot of a church, the friendliest man pulled up beside us to offer assistance. It turns out he was the town historian and began telling us all about the surrounding area and represented his town well. And that's just one example. The people who live in these mountains are the most hospitable we've encountered since making videos for this channel, and we are incredibly thankful. And I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you'll leave a comment, and I also hope that you're subscribed to the channel. Here are some other videos I know you'll enjoy. My name is Bill Marion, and this is A Nose for Life.